Hey everyone, this is Mike, and I'm here with Isaac.
What's up?
And we're here to talk about some video games. More specifically, we're here to talk about some PlayStation players are planning to have a blackout, apparently. So again, we have a little article here from Pirate Nation over on Twitter, stating that some players are planning to have a PS Blackout from August 23rd to the 30th, but a lot of fans do not think it's going to make much of a difference. The idea is to not log into PSN, don't play online, and don't buy anything from the PlayStation Network store for a week. A lot of gamers think it is not enough people, that not enough people are going to join in on this for Sony to notice, and they won't do anything. Again, it's just it have a little statement here. I'm not sure who made this statement, but again, states following the announcement on July 1st, 2026, that will be ending the production of physical PlayStation games beginning in 2028. A week long blackout again from the dates listed has been organized. We congratulate those who are willing to stand up for the consumer rights and participate in this blackout to send a message to Sony that its actions have burned all the goodwill, something I mentioned before, goodwill of its fan base has spent the last 30 years building up. However, in that same breath, we believe that a week long blackout of PlayStation and its services is not long enough order to in order for Sony to be affected by this blackout. We call for the blackout to be extended for a full month minimum. Therefore, we call PlayStation players to participate in a month-long blackout starting from Saturday, August 1st, okay, so local time, to Monday to August 31st, again, midnight local time. This blackout includes logging off of your PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, unsubscribing from PlayStation Plus, not buying any digital games from PSN, and basically just like again also boycotting Sony movies, including Spider-Man Brand New Day. Good luck with that. Already hit millions of dollars.
So
But
it's already cracked 2 billion. So we're
yeah,
living on
exactly.
that whole situation right now.
Yeah, so that's a
at the end of the day.
yeah,
So
and that's
yeah.
the long and short of it. It's just like they want you to stop supporting Sony. And my thoughts on this, yeah, just like Pirate Nation says, you're not gonna make a dent. There's way too many normies that are just gonna keep supporting and playing on the PlayStation and doing what they do for Sony to ever make a notice. Yeah. I mean, I could go into more details, but I figured. What do you think?
No, you go into more details.
I mean, it's just that again, whenever companies do these sort of normie protests, this is not really a huge. Sorry, bunch of people decided it's a good idea to start speeding around 10 p.m. at night, but yeah, as I was saying, whenever these normie kind of protests when it comes to trying to get a big company like Sony or Activision to notice them and to pay attention to them and wanting to act for better. I appreciate the sentiment. I appreciate the sentiment of wanting to actually fight for your consumer rights and actually try to make a difference with that, but you're not going to make a dent when again you're so few in numbers, and they could easily just obviously make up the cost because of all the normies that are mindlessly supporting these corporations. And plus, the last time I remember a gaming blackout or this that was organized, it really didn't do so well. I think I have it right here. Yeah, the great Modern Warfare 2 blackout of 2009, where on Steam people wanted to not support Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 because the game used peer-to-peer for connections. It was really buggy. They wanted dedicated servers instead. And on that day, the day of the blackout, 90% of people who were participating in the blackout were all playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. That I feel it's going to happen with this blackout if it's not already going on right now. Technically, it's supposed to be going on right now, but this is the same exact kind of energy I feel like I'm getting with this PlayStation blackout. I really don't feel like it's going to do much of anything.
Like I said, I agree with you. I totally agree with the sentiment at the moment of what gamers are trying to accomplish, especially Sony PlayStation fans are trying to accomplish. And I totally understand why they want to sit down and do it. Like you said about the consumer rights and be able to protect those rights and to be able to demonstrate something on that. Because at the end of the day, you know, good men fail when evil prevails at the moment. And at the moment, and I understand what they're trying to pull, but um, I don't know. It's coming again. It's coming from a good place, but you can't like it's like almost everything you said. There are way too many normal people at the moment that are either don't are not really aware of what's normally happening in the situation or don't care at all. I think it's one of the two. We sat down and talked about pre-order numbers for a lot of games that are going to be coming out at the moment and as well in the next couple of months. The biggest game of them all, the cultural event that is Grand Theft Auto 6. So with all of that naturally happening at the moment,
in fact, I'm sorry. Continue.
no, so with all that naturally happening, it's really hard for me to. I think for me, if we're really gonna sit here and make an honest dent, let's make a real dent. Let's sit down and go and make a true dent. Like if you really and not just for um consumer rights, but really honestly for just straight up the game industry. I feel like if you really want to make a dent, that's the game you really need to go after. GTA 6. Like really show what you really mean. Like in a real honest world of people actually cared about consumer products and the situation they're going for me, I would love for everybody to who bought their pre-orders to cancel them like on the day of launch or before the day of launch. Send a real serious message to Sony and the gaming industry. Like go anarchy right now, honestly, because because the way that I'm seeing it right now, we are really on a culture shift right now in terms of where the entertainment situation is, and what a great moment to have the game where the industry is sitting and looking at everybody right now. This is the game. This is a cultural moment where everybody just says we are going to cancel our pre-orders to send a big message to the gaming industry, to Sony, and not caring about physical discs and media, to consumer rights, to 2K, to everybody in the world. That would be the that would be my V for Vendetta moment. Have you ever seen the movie V for Vendetta when they sit down and blow up Parliament? That would be the day like where the industry blows up Parliament. My video game moment. And unfortunately, the reality with all of that is that's probably never really going to happen in the back of my mind because, again, like you said, a lot of people bought those pre-orders. Hell, in the next week, and I know this is still Sony, but it's kind of combined together.
I'll connect the dot in a second.
It's connected together. Just what I believe next week, they're going to reveal some of the gameplay, and I know what you're trying to say because there's a person right now leaking all that information stuff. I think we're just gonna sit down and talk. But even with that's happening, the fact that 2K and Rockstar are going to release some of the gameplay on Netflix. Now you would think, okay, that's not a big deal. It's Netflix. No, it is. But at the end of the day, you're putting that behind a paywall for people to see just video game content, which back in the day, 12 years ago, was when GTA 5, you put that on YouTube. That was enough of a big deal. So what
or on game
no,
trailers. I was gonna say
let
GTA 4
or game. Well, I think game trailers were. I think at
game
that time,
trailers is
yeah, but I think game trailers were going down the hill. I think it was
They're
more game
now.
trailers now. It's more YouTube at that
Mhm.
when started to switch. But what my point is saying is, the industry is watching how whatever news they can siphon money from gamers, and the fact that if millions of people tune into that event on Netflix behind a paywall, like what
Mhm.
more ideas do you want to give them? And I think this is kind of my message, to have a grandiose moment of having that kind of protest would send shockwaves in the video game industry. Like that's something that honestly really needs to happen. Like this is all nice and go, but if you really want to make a true impact, that's the only time you can do it. Because honestly, I feel like that's the only big moment you got, because I don't see any other big game moment that's going to send that kind of critical message than the game that is coming out in November.
Yeah, and as you mentioned again, GTA 6 going to be on Netflix to reveal gameplay. I do believe that this Thursday they're actually going to reveal some gameplay, despite the leaks that's been kind of going on right now for GTA 6. I believe they were going to reveal gameplay on this upcoming Thursday. But yeah, the fact that they're putting an extended look at that gameplay on Netflix behind a paywall is absurd, and a lot of people are going to pay money into this. And it's like, what the hell are these consumers doing when you allow this crap to do it at this point? I kind of been saying this in the back of my mind that
Mm-hmm.
we kind of keep allowing this shit to happen.
One
Like
hundred percent.
if you keep proving to the industry you're willing to buy into this stuff, they're going to keep selling it to you.
If you give them an inch, they will always take the mile, and that's always the big problem, especially in time of an economy where people are losing jobs, people where rent is going up, where prices groceries are going up, with you can't even some people can't even pay their car notes right now. Some people can't even pay insurance right now, yet they'll still figure out how to charge on the credit card debt to add on $100 extra for a video game.
Yeah.
Like it
Mm-hmm.
is baffling right now how people are moving in these streets at the moment. Like if people are really serious about consumer rights, they would cancel this game. Honestly, 100%. And
Mm-hmm.
again, this is not me taking a shot at GTA 6 or the developers or the people that have worked on this for almost what a decade,
Mm-hmm.
pushing to 12. And this is also coming from a person that actually wants to see the game because I've mentioned that so many times in terms of the story, in terms of the elements. I'm really interested to see where they're going with this particular game. But honestly, if people are really serious about, you can't sit here and say how you want consumer rights and be cool with it, and at the end of the day, you continue to feed into a hobby that feels like it's constantly closing people out of it. People have to start waking up on that, and it's getting annoying and terrifying right now. Like again, this is the move that needs to happen.
Yeah. I mean, again, as you mentioned, uh, with the leaks that's going on, because a group did, like, again, try
Mhm.
to hack, and they revealed a bunch of like gameplay. Some of the gameplay they revealed was actually out of date gameplay. It was like a clearly work in progress gameplay
Mhm.
of GTA 6. And they basically leaked it out basically because they had an ultimatum basically saying like no consumer should pay a game through digital storefronts before release or independent review. Physical pre-orders for tangible media remain permanent. Like pre-orders were not created for gamers; they were created because physical disc had manufacturing limits. In digital distribution, there is no inventory. There's no stock shortage. A digital copy cannot sell out. Yeah, I agreed. Yet publishers you kept with this pre-order system and stripped away the only consumer benefit. Now gamers have to pay early and receive nothing extra except a countdown timer and like a cosmetic skin. If publishers want revenue before launch, they can just press discs, print boxes, print them on shelves, earn that money through physical production. But yeah, basically this group, I guess CyberLeak, basically wanted to basically say as an ultimatum, like either go back to like work with Sony to get physical back on the shelves. Stop with pre-orders and pre-order bonuses, and basically give the customer a way to play the game offline without like an online connectivity service, like account system, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. And the sad part is like no, they're not gonna listen to that. Like really, again, like GTA is going to sell gangbusters because no offense, again, no offense to anyone who's looking for this game, but this is like GTA is the biggest normie game out there. It's like the biggest game for ball and gun gamers, as we've discussed.
No, and listen, it's gonna be, and it is gonna be an ultimate big game too, because there's a lot of money riding on this game for everybody, for streamers that are gonna hit on this game, for the millions of different clips that are gonna be posted on social media. Like, there's a lot of money going to be riding on this particular game. Meanwhile, you also have to remember a couple of months back, the same people that have worked on this game for a decade also got let go and tried to unionize against 2K and Rockstar to get their benefits back. Like, this is the shit that's happening in the scenes right now. So, honestly, like, if people are really serious about their consumer rights right now, this would be the moment.
Yes.
Honestly. Because this is really, when is there going to be a better time? I can't think of any better time right now to make a stand right now than boycott this game.
Yep.
Straight up go after and boycott this game. I know I'm getting a little apologize for that. You got to make adjustments. But this is it. That it's the only thing I can think of at the moment. And if not, then you really don't care about your spending. You really don't care about that stuff again.
Yeah,
this is guy who's looking forward to GTA 6 too, by the way. So,
but yeah, I pretty much I agree. Like this should have been the moment where people collectively put their foot down and say no to bad consumer like practices. But again, the GTA is like the ultimate normie game, and it's gonna sell regardless. Like now, I guess before to close up, I guess looking at some of the comments saying like one this guy saying stop playing PlayStation, just sell your system and your games and just buy something else you want.
agreed.
Gamers are cowards who outright refuse to give up something that is toxic and then bitch about who toxic it is. I swear this has been going on for more than 20 years. Yeah, agree. The Blackout is good, but the best thing to do is continue punishing their social media accounts, kill their PR and reputation. And I wouldn't say that because, like, I believe again the opposite. When it comes to killing their reputation, is just simply pretending they don't exist is the best way to kill their reputation, because people need to remember and understand that the opposite of love is not hate, because both love and hate come from a place of passion, and you can actually still do something with that, with either one of those.
I agree.
The true killer of any like product or any like kind of like kind of investment or whatnot is apathy. Like if nobody cares about your product at all, they don't care if it succeeds, they don't care if it fails, that's when it's actually going to die off. So just basically just pretending it doesn't exist, take your time and money to somewhere else. That's where you get them. And I guess one more comment. I'm not gonna believe the full thing. He does have a whole like this guy doesn't play. I know this user is a huge advocate for like consumer rights, but just gonna read this one comment saying the PS Blackout. It's only one step in many that we have to take. It's not intended to be a single savior. It can't be. We all know that. There has to be more. Announced for a week. It's easier to join. Like if you can, do more. Start now. Continue after. Cancel PlayStation Plus. Stop buying.
I mean, yeah, I agree. It's the best course of action. But going back to what the first person they said that I guess the gentleman Matthew
Gingerich. Gingerich.
He makes an amazing point, because unfortunately, I don't want to say video games is an addiction though, but it's one of those hobbies that people are going to willing to sit down and pay for at the moment. What?
I was gonna say that you could either say they have Stockholm syndrome or battered wife syndrome. That's a little
no, because again, it's video games is almost like crack. Like you have to. Again, not in it's well, it can be addictive if you don't. With anything, you got to do with moderation. But video games is that kind of addicting hobby that people will sit down and buy. Like again, like we talk about, people who have Steam will buy hundreds of games that they'll never pay. It's just the process. It's more of the thrill or the rush of just buying a new product or buying a new game. And so again, hundreds of games that people don't even sit down and play right now. It's just the rush of even buying the product versus then sitting down and actually playing it right now. So it's a consumer spending problem that a lot of gamers and people have. Next to a lot of shit that a lot of people are not able to pay, because I bet I know 100 people out there are not paying their notes, they're not paying the insurance, not paying anything at the moment, but somehow y'all have $100 to buy a couple of video games right now, not pay for anything else at the moment.
Obviously, that's a personal issue, but that people themselves are gonna have to break. But still, like again, I do feel that when it comes down to it, I do feel that there are a lot of people that are going to have to, that will end up choosing, obviously, like, choosing to eat food for the day over choosing a video game if you like there, because again, life is going to force you to, because if you're not going to make the right decision, life is going to force you to. At least that's how I see it. You're just like, I know some people will die on the hill of
tell that to a drug addict.
Obviously, okay,
tell that to a drug addict.
Drugs and playing video games is a different kind of addiction. Drugs is a different kind of addiction to get off of. And
I don't know, man. There are a couple addictions to a lot of people who play games that are willing to spend more money on that than anything else at the moment. So I don't know. Again, I think going with addiction. Like yes, it does. It can be anything, but they all kind of stem in the same realm of a dopamine kick. Like
again, I'm not denying that a lot of people do get hooked on these games. I'm just saying that the difference is it's apples to oranges.
I get it. I get it's apples to oranges though, but they're still fruit. Anyway, continue.
I mean, really not much else I can add to that. I personally feel that, when it again, circling back to the main topic, I feel like that this whole blackout it's kind of pointless. And if you really want to stick it to Sony and consumer rights, you just don't play just don't play. They just don't support them. It's like that War Games. That line from War Games. The only winning move is to simply not play.
I agree. Well, I mean that's I think the whole point of the blackout.
Yeah, so, obviously, but still, it's a more symbolic kind of thing. Symbolic kind of.
Don't play and don't play moving forward until Sony actually cares about consumer rights and protecting the rights of people. Funny
enough, what you should do, go if you have a PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, crack that out. Go play there's tons of games on PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. Retro gaming is booming right now. There's there's converters that you can use to get that to hook it up to your HD TV, or you can just go the emulation route. But if you got a decent PC, play it on your PC.
There you go.
In fact, I'm fixing to try to play some PS3 games personally, because there's a lot of classic PS3 games that are just not available for purchase on modern hardware. And I personally would love to play SSX again. I would love to play Anarchy Reigns again. There's a lot of good games I would love to play again, but they're just not available on modern hardware. So that's probably what I'm going to do anyway. But what do you think about this news? Do you support the blackout? Do you support the leaker for GTA 6? Or do you just not care? Let us know. And if you like what we do here, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm Mike with Isaac, and we are saying peace.